can get them to do it because they want to do it, it's a very different way of doing it. They want to do it, they're happy to do it, instead of they're just doing it for money. And especially when you're doing with like a non-profit or when you don't get paid, it's even much more difficult. Because how do you persuade people when money is not involved? Yeah, so you learn. So and you will need to, there are certain questions there that you will need to assess yourself, and you say, wow, actually I'm not a very good persuader. I need to work on that part. I'm not good at giving people direction. I just say, okay, do that, but not really telling them specifically what to do. And then there's the support. How do you support that people in your team? Yeah, there's a learning curve in that again. And then there's development. How do you develop the people that are in your team? And then, do you appreciate them? How do you appreciate them? Yeah, so this is such a beautiful blueprint, if you like it, to be a leader. I was doing that on the convention. I did the international convention for Toastmasters. So that was actually a big planning, because I have planned it, I get about more than that, 4 months, and choose my team members and delegate a lot of things, because we're talking about bringing 200, 300 people from abroad to to plan the events for the whole thing. So that was my project. So basically, when I was doing this, I had at least you need to have at least 2, if not 3 or 4 guidance committee. So you don't work alone. So you do this, and then you meet with your guidance committee. You tell them this is what, okay, first there are 5 projects in this. The first one is about getting to know yourself as a leader. So you present that, and you say, well, this is what I think, this is where I'm at the wheel. And if they know you well, they can actually say, well, from what I know you, I think I see you doing well in this. So for me, actually, I learned that what I thought I was good at I was not that good at. And then what I score myself very low, they see me actually much more than that. Yeah, so you learn with that. Yeah, and then you talk about your project. What do you want to do? Your project could be creating a company, or it could be creating an event, anything that could take you 3 months to 2 years. Yeah. So if you have an idea about doing some business, you can actually use this. And I remember, my mentee, my guidance committee at that time was Strong and Amran, who are very successful business people. And when they read this, they said, wow, they wish they had known this before they started business, because it would really help them with not making a lot of mistakes. Yeah, like you've had business, I've had business, and Miho also had, and maybe also Lisa. A lot of times we learn by trials and errors, but if you know this, it's much more structured, and it gives you such a strong foundation. You can even start any new project right now with this, and it would be pretty amazing. I know you know Soma, right? So Soma already did this. He did this to create a what you call like a non-profit organization in Raja Ampat in Papua, to help the locals to learn English and to help them bring more income by being able to speak English. Then they can relate more to the guests.
Right, so I was actually about to ask that question. So you can choose any of those and jump to them.
Yeah.
Even while you're still
Okay. You can do this as soon as you join Toastmasters. Before you even did anything. I had the same mistakes. I thought I had to do this before I do this.
Right.
Yes.
So that's true of the high performance leadership, but and other ones as well?
No, the other ones I would suggest.
Logical.
Yeah. This one you can start, because you could do a 2-year project with this. Yeah. If you're starting a new business from scratch, you can start with this. Yeah. Or if you want to do a conference or convention or something, for your next convention.
Just go online and order it.
Yeah, you just order it online. If everybody wants to do it, you just order it as a group. Yeah, I think it's everybody should should have this and start
You should have a
as soon as possible. Yeah, it's beautiful because Soma, you know, he's only had 3 speeches, or I think 3 or 4 speeches, but he's already finished this one. So he's back this one. Yeah, this is the only one that you can jump that far ahead. Okay? Yeah. All right. So I hope to motivate you to want to do this because it'll help you as a leader, as a person, very quickly. All right? So yeah. And then once you do that, then you become a DTM. It's just a title. But the journey is what is important. Okay? And yeah, any questions? You can do it again. You can do it all over again. You can start again. Yeah, so you get your second DTM. So you're gonna get your next medallion. You're gonna get another. See that one? If you look at it, that's my plate.
How long, Miranda? Go to DTM, you?
Me, 4 years.
Oh, that's short.
Relatively in the whole scheme, yeah, it's short. But you can do it if you just come to every meeting, like every 2 weeks, come to every meeting. You know, if you're not giving a speech, you're taking another role. The shortest you can do is about 2.5 years. Yeah, so this is how you do it. Now we have what is called a Triple Crown Award, which means to achieve 3 titles, 3 awards in one Toastmaster year, which starts from July 1st until June 30th. So for example, a CC, you can do in 1 year, right? And then the CL, if you just come to every meeting, in less than a year you can be a CL. And then once you become a CL, ALB is right next door to it. Only 2 more speeches. And assuming you take one leadership, one officer role for 6 months only. You don't have to do it the whole year.
What do you call an officer role?
Like the president, VPE, vice president education, vice president membership, VPPR, secretary, treasurer, and SAA. SAA is the one who starts the meeting. So we even have a book for that. Who is it? So, yeah, we have this, right? This is the club leadership handbook. So you don't have to start from scratch. I can give it to you, Katrina. I have it in PDF, so I'll give it to you, and who would like to look what's in there? You too? You would love to? Okay, you gotta join first. But join. How much is it to join next month? I think $1 million, 100 something. Just $1 million 100 something for 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah, and then after that, huh?
Not 6 months.
No, because it's going to start in June,
Oh, June.
and then it's going to end until 30th of September, and then in 1st of October you pay some more, and for 6 months, and that's 840,000 every 6 months. That's all. All right. Whoa. And you know what? I calculated what I learned here is like learning to become a PhD. There's a lot that you can learn, you know, and the work is like working towards getting a PhD, and you can get that in 2 years, and at that time I could calculate it's about 5 million pays in dues. So now it's probably about between 6 and 7 million, but that's the price of an education that is an equivalent of a PhD level that you can get with that. So you don't have to have a university degree, forget university degree, just get to be a DTM. You learn so much more, all right? So, okay, yeah, so here it explains about all the roles, yeah? And I think, you know, Jaya, it would be great if you can be an officer for next term, which is going to be starting in July 1st, okay? So Emmy and Katrina is already in there, already apprenticing, and Lisa has already had one in her pocket, right? BBBR, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that already counts. So Lisa is actually inactive now, but whenever she's going to be active again, she can count on that, right? She can immediately, if she finishes a C and do that project, she can already be an ALB, right? A. Ayah, out, out. She wants to play. That's all. That's her call, her play call. Right. And this is another book that I would like to show to you. Any question on that so far? I already asked a question about HPL, so you're gonna get that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think everybody should get that. All right, and then
I have one last question. You don't need to do competitions to do any of these, do you?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Right?
No need.
yes.
You can do it. You can do it.
No,
Competition
yeah, you don't have
is purely
to.
optional.
Yeah, once you become an area district officer, you cannot join the competition. Yeah, so an area director or and above, division director and all that. Okay, all right. So this is another system in Toastmasters, which is called this Club Distinguished Program. Distinguished Club Program, sorry. Distinguished Club Program. This is a program, it looks like goals, but actually it helps motivate the club, and it also a sign that the club is healthy. So the requirement is for each club, there are 10 goals. The first goal is to have 2 CC, and this is in 1 year, yeah? So July 1st to June 30th every year. Right, so I just want to remind you that. The first one is 2 CC. The second one is 2 CC. The third one is CL. The fourth one is CL, ALB, and then the fifth one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, and then PCC, and then ACB, or ACS, or ACT. And then the seventh one is 4 new members. That's one. And then number 9 is TLI leadership training for officers. Officers and submitting list, officers list, and then number 10 is the renewal, 2 times renewal on time. Alright, so I'll show you, we have two ribbons. One, actually only one. We should have more than one. So this one is called,
They don't give foundation award? No.
this is a Founders Award. Okay, I'll tell you, we have, like if you go to the web to look at Toastmasters, sometimes you see a club with so many of this. Yeah? So we hope to have more in the future. So this one is called the President's Distinguished Club. President Distinguished Clubs comes when you achieve 9 out of 10. Alright? So if you only achieve 5, it's called Distinguished Club. And then 7 is called Select Distinguished Club. And if it's 9, it's President Distinguished Club.
But there is 3 that are just duplicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you why in a bit. Okay? It's actually a health vital, the vitals of the club. And then, and then here we have 2 area governors. So 2 area governors for our area comes from our club. Me once, and then Sunrid another time. Founders Award, we have 2 and 3. Actually, those are from sponsoring new clubs. So our club has sponsored 3 clubs, actually 4, but we only have 2 here. All right, now, why is it repeated like this? This is, imagine if you can have 4 CCs. CCs means like people who've done 10 speeches in a club. That means the club is quite active. It's healthy. And sometimes there are none. You know, it could happen. There are none. That means nobody's giving speeches, right? Yeah. So if people are giving speeches regularly, this is very easy to achieve. And for sure, we're going to achieve this next year because you're already on your way getting there. Yeah, not this year. This year we only achieved, I think, 7, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, still pending Alvin and Natalie. All right, so this is like 2 goals, and then the second one is from a CL. CL is finishing your leadership, any of the leadership goals basically, and then this is the advanced communicator goals. And then 4 members. 4 new members. Why is 4 new members? Actually 8. Together it's 8. Why is it important? Because customarily in Toastmasters they lose 30% of members every year. So we always need to replenish that. So now our club has about 23 members, and traditionally only half comes. Not just our club, but everywhere in Toastmasters. So like you see, there's about 10, 12, 13, we have 23. Yeah. So, and as you see, if we have 4 speakers, we need 12 role takers. We need to have 12 people to run the whole meeting. Okay? So, to ascertain that we have 12 members at least coming, we need to have at least 25 members. Right? And if you include the losing members, it's better to be safe at 30. So that's our goal. So we've already met this. I think we have, we start with 9, right? Yeah. So we already had like 14 new members this term. But we want to reach the number 30. And I think it can be done. I think Adria is going to join, and maybe Miho, and Krishna is going to join, and I don't know about you two. And if Lisa comes back, that's another member. Like Maureen has also added to that number.
Counted as the new member, or
she would count it as a new member, as a number, a new number.
A new number.
Yeah, so
A new member.
no, she would be counted as part of this. New and reinstated, or I can't remember, a transfer. It all counts as good. Yeah. So if somebody from DTC moves to our club, it's going to add to our number as well. Alright? Okay, so that's this. And then the leadership training, every year we have 2 leadership training for officers. So we learn, it's very interesting, and we learn a lot of new things. So, but that has to be attended by at least 4 officers. So there are 7 officers, right? They're the ones that I mentioned before, 7. 4 has to come to count, but has to happen twice a year. So we're going to have one coming up in July or February, or July. Yes, July once, in February once. Okay, so hopefully we have 4 comes, then we can meet that, and we have to submit our officers list, I think, by the end of May, not later than June. So end of May, so we have to start counting who's going to be the next officer for next year. Right? So that has to go in to get that number. And then the renewal. Renewal has to be on time. That's why I was chasing you guys. I need to payment before the end of March. Okay? So because if it get past that, and we're going to lose this contract. So it's really not that difficult. But you just have to be on top of it, that you have to do what you're supposed to do. That's all. And you can easily achieve this. We achieved this first select distinguished, the president select distinguished with 9 points. on our first year when the club was built, and only have 2 senior members. So members Ian and I was the non-new members. The rest were new members, and it could be done. So for sure it can be done. Right? So this is the sign of a healthy club. Now, how do you get to be DTM? Looking at this, it's very easy. All you need to do, the first year, get 3 awards. So like I said, so you're not getting your awards this year, right? Like Katrina and Emmy and Maureen and Ron and Jaya. But next year, for sure, you can get your CC, right? You can get your CC, you can get your CL. You've been doing a lot of roles already, like at least about 5 or 6 or whatever. So you only have about 19 more roles or 20 more roles to go. And you're going to get your CL. Once you get your CL, you only have, and then assuming you're an officer, you only need to do 2 more speeches of 15 minutes that I mentioned before, then you become an ALB. So that gives you 3 awards in 1 year. And that counts as a triple crown winner. You're going to get a special plug, a special pin, and yeah. Toastmasters is very big on the recognitions. And then the next year, what can you do? Supposedly you already start your HPL now, right? So you already have that in back, so you don't have to think about that. But it counts as 1 award. So you work after your ALB, you can start working on the giving the training, and hopefully you can be either area director or sponsoring a club or mentoring a new club, all that. So it might be a little bit, let's not look at that because that's the hardest one. But you certainly can get the next year you can do at least 10 speeches. Can you not? Right? For sure you can do 10 speeches in 1 year. We have 26 meetings. So, and we have 2 clubs at least, so you can do it in another club. So you get 10, you can get another 10. And then what does that mean? This is ALB, ACB first, and then work on ALS or ACS, one and a half. Try to get work on a 1.5, right? So then I can't remember how that works, but 3 triple crown in 1 year, and then 3 triple crown. Yeah, we got time, all right? But I can, there's a science to it that you can actually do it in 2.5 years, all right? So that's it. So that's about the program, about the Toastmasters, and the last one I'm going to talk about the application. Later, okay? Let's play.
Play nice.
It's their game. Yeah. All right. Any question about all that? Because next I want to talk about the application of Toastmasters